OK, let me give you some bad news and some good news when it comes to our Prime Minister. We'll start with the bad. You'll remember Anthony Albanese's rather arrogant and foolish reference to Newspoll not so long ago.
We haven't lost a Newspoll since I've been Prime Minister. We haven't lost a Newspoll since I've been Prime Minister.
Well, I warned at the time that was an unwise reference to a KPI he really shouldn't have set for himself. He'll look pretty bad if he ever falls behind in Newspoll. And this morning, in the 9 newspapers' Resolve poll, things got pretty tight, with a fall in Labor's primary vote seeing the government drop to dead level, 50% apiece, two-party preferred with the coalition. And on Newspoll, Labor held on to the barest possible lead with a two-party preferred margin of just 51% to 49%. So Albo is sailing very close to the wind on a polling pressure and a polling measure that he set for himself. So when it comes to the polls, of course, the trend is your friend. And the trend is pretty good for Peter Dutton and the coalition for this stage of the electoral cycle. And the good news for Albanese? Well, he's made a very good decision for a change. We saw on the weekend the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi visited Port Moresby to meet with the Papua New Guinea Prime Minister James Marape. As usual, China fired some barbs Australia's way, so it was another example of China pushing the strategic boundaries in our region. So our Prime Minister, who's already paid PNG plenty of worthwhile attention, well, he's heading north tonight. He'll conduct meetings with the PNG leadership and he'll walk a section of the Kokoda Track before marking Anzac Day there too. This is a smart and very worthy decision. The Kokoda Track holds a hallowed place in our war history, of course, and the courageous cooperation between our troops and the PNG people proved pivotal in holding off the Japanese during World War II. As Prime Minister Paul Keating kissed the memorial there at Kokoda, declaring this was a spiritual place in the history of our nation. Now, many other Australian politicians have visited Kokoda or even walked the full track at times. It's always worth focusing on this place and that history. But for Anthony Albanese to be at Kokoda on Anzac Day is very fitting when it comes to the commemorations of the day, and to be making that effort with his PNG counterpart at this particular time of regional strategic competition, well, that's very, very wise indeed. Well done, PM.